The rain had started as a drizzle, a soft patter against the cafe's wide windows, but by the time Clara Montgomery glanced at her watch for the 100th time, it had thickened into a steady downpour. The Maple Street Café was a small, warm haven tucked into the heart of the city, its walls lined with mismatched bookshelves and the air heavy with the scent of roasted coffee beans and cinnamon. Clara sat at a corner table, her second latte long gone cold, the foam collapsed into a sad, milky swirl. Her phone lay face down on the table, untouched since she'd stopped checking it an hour ago. The screen had stayed stubbornly blank, no texts, no calls, no apologies from James, 32, loves hiking and jazz. 2 hours late. She should have left by now. Any reasonable person would have. But Clara, for reasons she couldn't quite articulate, stayed. She shifted in her seat, smoothing the hem of her navy dress, a choice she'd second-guessed at least a dozen times since arriving. It was too formal, maybe, for a blind date at a cafe, but she'd wanted to make an effort. Dating apps had worn her down over the years, each swipe and stilted conversation chipping away at her optimism. Tonight was supposed to be different. James had seemed promising, his profile was sparse but thoughtful, his messages witty without trying too hard. They'd texted for a week, enough to convince her to give this a shot. But as the minutes ticked past 8 o'clock, then 9, her hope had dwindled to a stubborn ember. She wasn't angry, not exactly. Just tired. Tired of the games, the ghosting, the endless cycle of anticipation and disappointment that defined her attempts at finding something real. The cafe was quieter now, the early evening crowd thinning out. A couple in their 20s shared a slice of cheesecake at a nearby table, their laughter soft and intimate. An older man in a tweed jacket read a dog-eared novel in the corner, his glasses slipping down his nose. The barista, a girl with purple hair and a nose ring, wiped down the counter with rhythmic precision. Clara envied their ease, their ability to exist in this moment without the weight of waiting. She picked up her phone, tempted to send one last message to James, something polite but firm, a way to reclaim her dignity before she left. But as she unlocked the screen, the bell above the cafe door chimed, sharp and clear in the quiet. Clara looked up, more out of habit than expectation. A man stepped inside, shaking rain from his dark coat. He was tall, broad-shouldered, with damp hair curling at the edges and a face that caught the dim light in a way that made her breath hitch. There was something familiar about him, the angle of his jaw, the way he moved with a quiet confidence despite the water dripping from his sleeves. He scanned the room, his eyes sweeping over the tables until they landed on her. A slow, almost sheepish grin spread across his face, and Clara's heart lurched, her latte halfway to her lips. It couldn't be.